นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมัสสามิ You may sit in the comfortable position, hands down, and meditate as you listen. 你们可以用静坐静坐，那么随着也听着这个开示。Now today marks the 1 year 1 time Kathina or the robe offerings for Buddhist monk residing in the residence for 3 months. We call it the rain retreat or เข้าพรรษา or 雨季安居3个月 Right. And after the rain retreats, it is allowed in the Vinaya rules that the monks can start to collect robes. Right. Last time there was no such formal kind of, we call it structured kind of doing things. In the past, Buddhist monks were not so fully supported. So they need to go to the cemetery. As you know, during the Buddha's time in India, when someone died, normally they will do the cremation near the river. I only find out this year. Near the river, right? And they will burn the body and then they will chuck on one side the white cloth. The white cloth that they wrap around the corpse, the body, right? And this is where we collect the robes. Collect those rope, unless you have devotees. Last time wasn't ready make rope like nowadays. In the past, they got to collect what? Cotton, and then they beat the cotton. Then they sew the cotton into string, and from string they set up the frame. We call it the Kathina frame. Actually, it's a wood frame. We call it Kathina. It's the wooden frame. It's not the rope. So to clarify, actually the word Kathina is what? The wooden frames. For them to make using linen or cotton string to be weaved into a cloth. And from the cloth, right, they cut into small pieces. Last time we don't have sewing machine, so everything is manual. We use what? Needle and thread to sew this cloth into a ropes. So it involves a community job of monks. So you alone, you can't do it, right? You need to have a community of monks to sew this rope. So when the rope is sewn, right, doesn't mean that they will decide, the community will decide, the monk will decide who is eligible to put on these new ropes or who need the rope most, right? So as time changes, a lot of things has been changed. We don't know the original story. So we thought that, this offer must go to the senior monk only. No. Any monk in the community got the worst rope, broken rope. Okay. Yeah, the senior monk may have the privilege to have all the abundant offering, but he will share. Like what we do nowadays. Nowadays it's a kind of more of a a lot of changes as time passes. So from hand-stitched rope become machine. Machine, we sew the rope. From dye rope, last time we got to dye. And do you know how we get the dye? The color of the ropes. We take from 3 bulbs. Mangka chiu, mangka. Jackfruit tree. The heart of the jackfruit tree. We chop the jackfruit tree, get the heart of the sap. We cut the small pieces. Then we boil in water. From the water, we reduce into very thick mixture. Then we dye the rope. They become this color that we are adorning now. So you know, from here you can see, it involves so much effort just to get one ropes in the past. Hard, life was hard, very hard. It's not so easy like nowadays. You see the rope you all give. Wow. Die already, come back again, still got rope. So blessed. Right. So after the monk do the ceremony already, right, they receive the ropes. And then, like most of the time, we have the Kathina. Then we have the privilege. The monk have the privilege of accepting invitation, going out without informing the senior monk, and the Sankati can be put away and kept in a safe place, and so forth. And these are the Vinaya rules for the monks, right? But if you ask me why these traditions of Kathina still carry on until today, there are certain events during the Buddha's time, right? And why there are certain ceremony which is very, very outstanding that we should preserve. If not everything let go, then what is there to hold on to? Right? Like for example, in the society that we are living now, remember these 3 things. In the Buddha's, the core Buddha's teaching is what? Sila is precept. Samadhi, the practicing of concentrating your mind, concentration, panya, wisdom, right? So, if anyone teaches Buddhism and they disregard or say that you don't need sila, you better stay away from this type of monk who is preaching you not the Buddha's teaching. The monk should uphold the Dhamma Vinaya. Right? And because due to the modern society we are living now, right? A lot of the training rules has been neglected. They say, don't need lah, so troublesome, you see. And this is what happened, so troublesome. And then the teaching loses its track. Then people get misbehaved. Likewise, with the 5 precepts, we got to uphold. If you want peace and happiness in your family life, you uphold the 5 precepts. The Buddha will never teach us the path for suffering, because he said, your life already suffer enough. Everybody suffer enough. So how to get out from suffering? Observe the 5 precepts. Practice concentrations. Practice mental development to develop your mind. You already know we have so much shortcoming in ourselves. So how to solve our shortcoming? Right? We human beings got greed, hatred, delusion. And all these are empowered in ourselves. We are born with all these 3 things. If not, you won't be born. You'll be Arahant ready. Don't have to come back again. Or be a heavenly being. Even heaven, we have this problem. They still have subtle kind of greed, hatred, and delusion. They still have that. That's why when we practice, we are in the human realms. The human realm is more of a cause existence. We can see, we interact, and we can feel. So if someone injured or hurt our family member, how we feel? We won't like it. Someone tell lies. Someone cheated our daughter or our son, go and cheated on others people's wife or daughter. You think their parents like it or the individual? People don't like it. Then we have trouble. We have lawsuit, we have court case, and so forth. And you cause one person, their family got problem, the whole family also involved. Don't tell me, his problem or her problem, can bo chap. Someone hit your head, your nose also pain, no? Right? So it's interrelated. So that's why this precept training for individual. If everybody individually do their own little part, control yourself, then you will have the impact on the outer area. That means we are interconnected, whether you like it or not. This is a human society, right? We need to keep our place clean. If our place is not clean, a bit of red, then other people will complain, like what happened here, like that. So it's interrelated. So if individual, family, household, keep your problem within your family, contain it. That's why you have flat unit and houses. Contain within your house. Then when you personally, you behave, there's law and order. If you break the law, same thing like the precept. If you break the precept, something will happen. It causes you a lot of troubled mind. Why I say troubled mind? You become very worried. A lot of pressure will be mounted on you. The society will accuse you. They will look, why are you doing this type of thing? So in order to diffuse or to minimize this kind of problem within ourselves, I use the word within ourselves, within yourself, you behave properly. Trust the Buddha. The Buddha said, no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no telling lie, no alcohol, and drugs that cause drowsiness. So if you look at this precept, some people will say that this one is swaku lah, this one lao gu tong, so oriented minded. Now is Gen Z, yeah? Gen Z, yeah? As though Gen Z shit is not sting at all. Gen Z got shit now. Sai Chao. Human being got problem. The Buddha's teaching is to tackle human problem, not to make your life more difficult. A lot of people say that, wow, so troublesome, cannot this, cannot that. How to live? How to live? Then why you can't complain to me? Bhante, why this thing happened to me in my life? Why that thing happened to me in your life? All these are because of a precept. Right? Why your children so dishonest with you? No gratitude. Because of a behavior. Because you once misbehaved to your parents in the past. That's why the gratitude, especially we all Chinese, are very particular about gratitude. 孝顺, filial piety. And then now we have some very clever people, don't have to 孝顺, let the young people live themselves, don't have to look after. Hey, we need to help each other. We need to help each other. This has a very good value. It has been tested a few thousand years already. That's why the society is so interrelated, so supported, so warm. 温暖的家庭, warm family unit, right? Not the other society, maybe the weather is cold, so the feeling also cold, 没有感情. You look at the Asian binding, the core binding. When we were small, we cook something, my mother would say, hey Keng, you bring this food to this uncle, this encik. We have sharing, Nowadays, you stay in the flat next door, you don't talk already. Why? They say society change. I say no, people become more selfish. More and more selfish. You hello to them, they can look in. Why? What is that thing happening? And this is very important. always say, very important, this precept. You don't think that precept is, the Buddha's teaching is hindering you, your life. No, it's helping you. It's helping you to control your unknown, uneducated, untrained attitude. You may not know that the way you think, the way you do things, the kind of selfish thinking, never think for other people, is causing a lot of harm for yourself. It's causing a lot of friends walking away from you. You doesn't know. And you keep grumbling the whole day. Why people are treating me like that? Why nobody want to talk to me? Why this and why that? And then most of the time we are quite accommodating. We say that, "I my chubby, this, he's like that, I don't care." But someone got to wake him up. Hey, please look at your behavior. Look at the way you think. Your arrogant kind of attitude. You shouldn't be behaving this way. Why people don't talk to you? Because you're damn haolian. You thought they are so educated. Wow. Look up, never look down. No. They always fall. When you look out, don't look down. You must look up and look down. Look left and look right. 做人要谦虚 we must be humble. Remember, all these things are all interrelated. You see, why certain people, they are very, very welcoming. A lot of people see this person, they like to stay around him. And some people, they just run away. Why? They know. Because the radiation of your thoughts, the mind, what you're thinking, the way you do things, people are scared of you. You channel that kind of radiation, not cancer radiation, your toxic radiation. We call it 磁场. Can you feel it? I think everybody knows. Sometimes you see in your workplace or your neighborhood, you see the person coming, you quickly close your door. Why? You know, this fellow, he see people, he talk all the bad thing, so you better close your door. And then you say people this and people that. Then you got to look at yourself. In the Buddha's training, Buddha's teaching, look at yourself. Every time question yourself, what are the faults? Find fault with yourself so that you can be a better person. If someone can point the fault in us, good luck to you. Because why? Chua lang law. But it's good, someone can't dare to point your fault. Hey, you're not doing right. Hey, you better go and go for further training. You must do this, you must do that. Because why? People have the heart. They have the concern for your welfare. They know that by indulging in certain things, it will bring you the downfall of oneself. Right? So, if no one pointed out to you your mistake, wow, don't be happy, that hey, freedom, no one tell me what to do. Really, I can do whatever thing I want. After 3 years, landed up in jail. You want to do everything you want, no? After 3 years, come back to the parents' house, cry and cry like baby like that. Come out with the baby. Say no freedom, freedom. These are social problems, right? If you're socially, you can't even solve this kind of problem. You will escalate into a bigger scale. Then we will be very hard to live in kind of society, Like our family members got problem. We ourselves got problem, right? We can't solve. In the end, we get so agitated. We throw tantrum. We get so angry. We quarrel within our family member. And it causes the family disharmony. This is something very true, right? This is something's happening. Like nowadays, I have devotee coming. Why my son this? Why my son that? I say, why? Their karma. You can be very educated, so what? After education, recently I read one news. This guy was having breakfast with the parents. After the breakfast, boom! He committed suicide. He jumped from high story and killed himself. And the parents say, so normal, but this thing happens so fast. Why? Have you ever asked this question? Why? What kind of karma? In Buddhism, we say, what kind of karma this person committed. Why normally like this one spark moment only he committed suicide? Do you know that it takes a lot of courage, to kill oneself, And it's no good at all to harm yourself. It takes a lot of courage. But nowadays people tends to end their life faster because why? There's a lot of uncertainty of things in themselves which they cannot solve. So they don't know what to do. They don't know who to turn to. And they feel so hopeless. In the end, they end their life. Right? Regardless of the religion, or even a lot of Buddhists, they also end their life. I was so shocked. One of the very famous monk, big supporter of this Kuba Achan, he killed himself. I never believe. I said, wow, so rich, so good family, always tumble. Why he ended his life like that? Why? We cannot have a reason for it. Why? He always support, build this, build that. Monk got problem, he go and help. And in the end, we don't know. There's always a reason that we don't know why. And we can't explain. So we put it, because it may be due to past life karma, trigger so fast. We don't know what kind of karma the individual committed. Really, we don't know. And we know is that he committed suicide. It shocked the whole Buddhist circle. Shocked. Whole Buddhist circle shocked. So shocked. I was so shocked. But again, our shocking is a moment of when we receive certain news, we are shocked. Then we say that, what to do? It's like that one. Then life moves on, right? And this is normally what happens when we experience something, shock, then we think it over. Not my problem, right? Yeah, not my problem. Okay, life moves on. But we only we feel pitiful. We feel we lost someone who has done so much goodness for mankind. Yesterday, I was telling, giving the Dhamma talk that my batch, most of my batch, and like Long Paul times, we were, during the times of the King, number 9 King, the whole family, especially the Queen Strategic, she has done a lot of charitable job to help the less fortunate people. The less fortunate people. And I myself, we benefited. They supported us. They started a lot of, programs to help. So, we want to repay. I told them, I said, we must think of the gratitude, like what we think, the gratitude to our Long Paul, our founder on your left hand side, but it's on my right hand side. Long Paul, Prakat Dhamma Khun. Right? If our Long Paul never built Pali Lai as a Dhamma Dutta monk to come to Singapore, I don't think today we benefited from his sacrifice. That's why I always say we should feel the kind of gratitude to repay the gratitude to him. And it's not something that words can describe. You can't describe by word or doing certain things, but we can repay by upholding the Buddha's teaching. Because these are all goodness, upholding the Buddha's teaching. That's why we have lay people and we have more local monks nowadays. We have, of course, with the support of our own local and our own local monk ordained. Like for myself, I consider as a pioneer, Singaporean ordained, then we come back. And then we help to nurture, uphold the Dhamma Vinaya, the teachings of the Buddha, right? And as we can see, are we going backward or forward? We say that we are going forward and we are progressing with the participation of all party, Upasaka, Upasika, and the Bhikkhu Samanen and the Bhikkhu Sankasa. So it is a very good and a very auspicious day today, today, because we all witnesses what is progressing now, especially externally, is what? The demolition of the vihara, which is getting smaller because we cannot contain with the growing number of our practitioners in the Dhamma, our devotee. That's why, just now I said, we wait for another 1 year. We're going to finish up the hall in time. Then, we all enjoy the fruits that you have contributed. Not only the temple, all Buddhists, and the monks from 4 quarters, right? And all Buddhists, that means if you are Buddhist, you want to practice, you will have a hall. So we are quite, I should say that, quite happy and satisfied with what is happening in this present era, that we are progressing, right? Of course, we got to give the credit to our groups of brothers sitting on my right, who is marshalling or so-called spearing the project, led by Sebastian Wong, right? And the building committee and our management committee, right? And of course, with the support of our fellow Buddhists, that we're enabled to fulfill this mission. And like I always say, we are not doing for ourselves only. We are doing for ourselves and for many generations to come that will benefit Singapore and the next generation to come, right? Who knows? There'll be branches 1, branches 2, I don't know. Is Singapore possible? Not possible. Overseas, no problem. This is what I'm doing now. Because we know the limitation of space. It's not that a tree can grow here, grow there, cannot. The ground is like that. Singapore is more, feels a bit, reclaim a lot of land. We have more land because of reclamations. Other places don't reclaim. What for they reclaim? There's so much land, unused land. But Singapore, we got to reclaim land. And everything has been fulfilled. So in order to make this society a more livable society, that's why in our Buddhist sectors, we advocate what the Buddha is teaching. And we try to keep it as pure as possible for the Theravada teaching. But of course, we are not saying that other tradition is... other tradition, we're not going to talk. We talk about this tradition. We're going to upkeep the Theravada traditions. These teachings of the Buddha. So, it's just a hawker center. You go in, many kinds of food. So people have choices, right? And their inclination to what kind of practices they preferred. No problem, right? No problem. It's always open. But the most important thing is your mind state, your mental developments. Once you understand the practice, then you won't have issue with other people. No issue with other religion. No issue, let me tell you. Because you understand this mind of ours is the chief troublemaker, or the chief troublemaker that make our life. You can be happy if you're doing in the more skillful way. You can be very sad, very miserable if you are being affected or deluded by your own greedy thoughts. You have this greed which is beyond your control. You don't control it. You want something that's beyond your control, then you're going to suffer. Because why? When greed arises, you try to possess certain thing or own certain thing. You don't have it. What is next? Anger will arise. Besong, very angry. This fellow sabo me. I want to buy this house. He potong jalan. I want to do this thing. So this is how our mind works. And when anger arises, it's just like a black plastic bag cover your head. You can't think properly. And this is why we created or committed a lot of unwholesome action through word, thought, and speech. Your word, your action, your thought, and speech. Yeah. So be careful, Be careful. But of course, we are human beings, and this is only a short life, no more than 100 years. So make full use of your human existence on earth and accumulate the most meritorious actions good for you. Go ahead and do it. No one can stop you. No one can prevent you. Only you have the authority over your own action only. No one. Right? If you don't do, who can force you, right? So you make your choice. But we are making the right choice, actually. That's why we are here. We are doing the right choice. And yeah, I think last but not least, I wish you all the best wishes, and may all your radiant hopes be fulfilled.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.